So welcome everybody. My name is Laura and this is an hour-long vinyasa for all levels. We want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July holiday yesterday and then today. And it is just my great honor to be sharing this hour with you all, and I hope that it is meaningful to you as well. So we're going to start in an easy seated position. So if you'll just come to cross legs and then just find a comfortable spot. Hands on the knees. You can sit on a block if that helps you release your hips slightly. And then lift up through the crown of the head. Bring your shoulders back slightly and just lift your heart. And then knit your front ribs in towards one another. Lift up out of the waist. Lift your chin. And then if it's customary for you to set an intention for your practice today, you can do that now. You can dedicate this hour to someone or something that you're hoping for in your life. Sitting up tall with your next inhale. As you exhale, firm your low belly. And then with me, bring your right hand to your heart, bring your left hand to your belly, and then 3 full breaths. As you inhale, expand your chest. As you exhale, expand your belly. So with that pattern, inhale, and then exhale. And then inhale, exhale. And again. Bring your hands to your knees. Keep your eyes closed if you like. And then with me, moving into a seated cat and cow. We're going to bring the shoulders back, lift the heart, look to the sky. And then as you exhale, round into your spine. Spread your shoulder blades. Bring your hips back. Inhale, heart forward, look up. And then exhale, round. And then again, inhale, look up to the sky. Exhale, round. Belly in to the spine. And release. We're going to switch the cross of the legs to that less comfortable side, that less intuitive side. And then bring your fingertips onto the ground. Sitting up tall, bring your arms by your ears as you inhale. And then over to the right side, bring your arm by your ear. So this is my friend Kennedy here, and we're going to be mirroring you guys. So at home, if we go opposite directions, that's why. Inhale back to the center, and then exhale to the other side. And then inhale, centering. Exhale, twist, look over your back shoulder, but hollow out your waist. And then tall spine once more. Other side, exhale, wringing out the air from your lungs, from your waist, from your ribs. And we'll do that twice more. So side to side, and then twisting. As you reach to one side, press your opposite knee down so that you feel it into the hip flexors. Without pushing off the mat, come back to center. Exhale, other side. Find that lengthening in the hips. And centering. Twist. Center once more. And twist. Again, center. And right side. All the way up. Over to the left. Center, big twist. Tall in the spine, crown of the head reaching to the sky. Find your center point and then interlace your fingers. You're going to press up through the palms all the way to the ceiling. Press up, 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 up. And then press your left knee down, reach to the right, look up past your arm. Center. Yes, other side. Exhale, press your knee down, anchoring with the opposite knee so that you feel the sensations in the hips, and then center. And then float your hands down to your knees and then circling, starting with small coils, little coils, 3 times in each direction. So you're getting a little bit of an anterior tilt to the pelvis as you come forward, little posterior tilt as you come back, and then reverse the direction. So hips only right now, into the belly right now. Finding that neutral spine, sit up tall, round your spine, elbows out wide, spread your upper back. And then center, this time bigger around the world, giant coils all the way around. Feel this into the lower back, into the spine, opposite hip. And reverse the direction. Welcome. Hi. Stay seated, interlace your fingers, bring your hands behind your head. Bring your elbows back, puff your heart forward, cradle your head and your hands and look to the ceiling. So inhale, puff your heart forward, and then as you exhale, wrap your arms in, elbows together, chin to the chest. Inhale, push your heart forward once more. Exhale, round. Again, inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Again. Stay here. Release your hands to the mat. Bring your knees to the side. So we're going to bring our feet to one side, knees to the other. Our knees are going to go to the right, so it doesn't matter, but that's the cueing that we're going to do. And then fingertips on the ground. We're going to bring the right hand behind you and then the left arm up. Press your hips all the way up, look to the ceiling, and then lower your hips down. Twist towards your feet, opposite hand to the shin. That's your exhale. Inhale, wrap around. Exhale, plant, press your hips forward, pushing into the front of the hips, lowering down, and then coiling to the other side. We're going to do about 3 more. You can close your eyes if that feels good to you. And then stay in your twist. Lift up out of the waist, bring the back shoulder back, look over your back shoulder. Recenter your gaze. We're switching the feet to the other side. And then with the breath, plant your hand, press your hips all the way up. Hips down and twist. Good. Finding that length through the side body. Nice. Other side. Wrapping forward. Hips forward. Lengthening the side body all the way to the fingertips. Hips down and twist. 3 more times. Hollow out your belly, stay in this twist. And then recenter your gaze. Bring your hands behind you, bring your feet forward, a little wider than the mat. Drop your knees to one side, look over the opposite shoulder. And then switching sides, press your back knee in so you get an external and an internal rotation of the hips. Puff your chest forward, look over your shoulder. And then with the breath, so exhale, you're going to tap your knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, heart forward, nice. Inhale, center. Let's do one more on each side. Keeping the chest puffing forward, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And then recenter. We're going to make our way into all fours. So I'm going to face Kennedy. We're just going to go opposite Kennedy. And then hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, spread your fingers wide. Wrap your shoulders back so you can push your heart forward. And then belly down and cow. Lifting the chin, bring the shoulders back. Start at your tailbone, roll up into cat, spreading the shoulder blades. And then with your breath, inhale as you make your way into cow. Exhale back into your cat. Again, inhale forward. And exhaling back. Inhale forward. Exhale, stay in your cat, rounding the spine. Hug your lower belly up towards your spine, and then pull your hips back towards your heels, finding child's pose. And then roll up, inhale, finding cat, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, pull yourself back to child's pose. Make this a core engagement the whole time, so almost like you're initiating everything between the belly and your pelvis, that lower belly. Engaging Mula Bandha, pelvic floor is lifting and up. One more time, pull yourself back. Neutral spine again. Flatten the spine, crown of the head level with the hips. Push the ground away, engaging the upper arms. Curl your toes, hover your knees. And then slowly come back towards downward dog, pedaling out your feet. From here, just like we did from cat into child's pose, we're going to find cow to downward dog. So bring the knees to the mat, anterior tilt to the pelvis, heart forward. And then hover your knees. Keep that tilt to the pelvis back towards downward dog with the knees bent. And then inhale, knees down and cow. Exhale towards downward dog. Couple more times. Fluid breath, fluid movement. And the next time you find yourself in your downward dog, please stay there. Spreading your fingers wide, press into the base of your index finger, your pointer finger. Lift your toes, spread them wide on the mat. Again, strengthen the lower belly and then elevate your scapula, really engaging the upper back. Your heels can stay off the mat, a little bend to the knee. And then jump or step your feet to your hands. Good. Halfway lift, hands at the shins if that's more comfortable for you. Roll your shoulders back. And then as you exhale, fold all the way down, chin to the chest. Soften your knees, reverse swan dive, rise all the way up. And then palms together as we fold all the way forward. Halfway lifting once more, inhale, exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive and rise. Fold. Halfway lift. This time as you fold, step back with your right foot, come down to your right knee, press your hips forward, flatten your right foot. And then little rolling to the hips. So find length through the front of this right leg, the right quads, all around the hip joints. Find your center point, roll your shoulders back, lift your heart. And if it's comfortable, bring your right hand under your shoulder, the left hand to the lower back. Start to rotate towards your left side. Some of y'all may want to extend this left arm, but keep pushing into the right hand, pressing your heart forward. Framing the left foot with the hands, bring both hands down and press your hips back, half split. Rolling the shoulders forward, we're moving hips side to side. Bending your left knee once more. Curl the right toes under, hover your right knee. From here, we're coming right into warrior three. We're gonna roll forward, lift the right foot off the mat, toes pointing down, and then bring your hands to your heart, or you can come into airplane, arms by the ears as an option, whatever works for you. And then finding your mountain, bring the right foot down, arms by your side. Big breath in, arms over the head. Big fold, exhale. Flatten. Step back with the left foot down to your knee. And you want this weight above the kneecap, above the patella. Make sure this front knee is over the heel or behind it. You can use that right hand to inch forward. Please use the mirror so you can see if your knee's past your ankle, we need to walk that foot forward. Little movement. Left hand under the shoulder, lift the right. Push into the ground, strong through that left arm, strong through the left shoulder. Broaden your chest, strong neck, look up to your thumb. Hands down. When you're ready, straighten the front leg, movement side to side. Flatten your front foot, curl the back toes under, lifting your knee. Start to shift your weight forward. Cup the mat with your foot. Lift your arch, then float that left foot up. Engaging the core, always helpful with balance as you find your upper arm position. And this time coming into chair, feet are parallel, arms by the ears. Rise up, inhale, big fold, exhale. Halfway lift, heart leading forward, jump or step back to your plank, your choice. Lower your knees to the mat, wrap your upper arms back, and then press your heart down to the ground. Little lift to the chest. And lower. Gripping with your fingertips, press into all fours, curl your toes, roll back to downward dog. Breath in through the nose and then out. Lift your chin, look to your thumbs. Jump or step your feet all the way forward. Halfway lift, then fold back to chair, hips are down, arms by the ears. Root down through your left foot, lift your right knee. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left. Start to sit down into awkward chair. Rising up, make your way into warrior three, pressing through your heel. And then into warrior one, as slowly as you can, bring that right foot down, bring your arms by your ears. Making space for your hips if you need to inch your left foot to the side. And then into warrior two, opening your stance. Bring your arms wide, front toes pointing forward. Powerful gaze past your middle finger. And then we'll windmill the hands all the way down, step back to our plank. Alternate bending your knees in plank. Take a moment. Lift your upper back, lift between the shoulder blades. And then straightening both legs, look forward. Bring your knees to the mat, lower your chest, very slowly, elbows brushing the ribs. Lift your heart, rolling up. And lower down. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Press into all fours, then roll back to downward dog. Lift your chin. Bring your feet to your hands. Halfway lift and then fold. Chair, arms by the ears. Root down. Start to rise. Bring your left knee up. Keep your low belly engaged as you make this transition, crossing the left ankle above the right knee, lower down. Into warrior three, take your time. Keep your core engaged through this whole transition. Strong, strong, strong. Warrior one, left foot down, arms by the ears. Nice, lifting up out of the pelvis, bend your front knee, engage in the belly. Shoulders are forward, chest is forward. Into warrior two, widen your stance. Front heel in line with the arch of the back foot. So maybe that means both feet have to rearrange. Good. Wide stance, wide, wide, wide. I'm looking at y'all in the mirror. Cartwheel it down, step back. Bring your knees to the mat. Lower your chest to the mat. We're going to bring our arms wide, so fingertips are going to be under the elbows. Think about bringing your chin down, so the back of your neck is staying beautifully long, and then starting at the crown of the head, roll up, peel off the mat as you inhale. Maybe lift the chin at the very top of the breath, and then lower your chin, tap your forehead on the exhale. Peel up, lift up, heart is forward, and lower. Lift and lower. This time stay lifted to your edge. Everybody's going to be different. Look over your right shoulder. Recentering the gaze, look over the left. Center once more, start to lower. Curl the toes, curl your hands, come right into plank if you can, pressing up. Push back through the heels as you come to downward dog. From here, lift your right leg high, come into three-leg dog, bending your right knee, and then square your chest. That right shoulder flares up immediately. See if you can square your chest towards the back knee. Circling the ankle. Reversing the circle of the ankle. Lift your knee a little higher. Good. Soften the left knee. And then bring your right knee towards your left shoulder and pause. Right foot between the hands. This time coming into high lunge. If you need to, pop that left foot over to the side. Root down through the right foot. Rise up. We want length in the back leg. So if you can lower down, if that feels good, that's an option. But bring the right hip back slightly so you have that lengthening on the left side. Float your hands down. We're going to straighten the leg. Keep your left heel off the mat. Maybe you lift the right toes. And then from here, we're coming towards our half moon. We're going to bend the front knee. Bring the right hand up and out so your fingertips are below your shoulders. Push through the left heel. Stack your chest. Left hand to the lower back to start. And then if it feels good, start to change your gaze. Start to bring the left shoulder back. Look up to your thumb. And then as slowly as you can, transition to warrior two. Bend your standing leg. Keep pushing through that back heel. Float your lifted foot down and rise. We're going to straighten the front leg as we find triangle. Square the hips, re-level the hips. Hinge forward and then float your hand down inside your ankle or all the way to the mat. Nice. So the top shoulder is going to roll back, lift your fingers up to the sky. Press your hips forward slightly. Keep your heart rotating skyward. And then bring your hands to frame your foot once more. Step back to your downward dog. You can take that little movement, that vinyasa, knees, chest, cobra, and back up. Or you can always stay in downward dog. Totally your choice. Breath in here, in through the nose and then out. Spreading your fingers wide. Knees are soft. Lift your left knee. Three-leg dog, square your chest first. Start with the fingertips and then build up through the elbows, through the shoulders, all the way up to your lifted foot. Circle your ankle. Reverse the circle. Roll forward, knee to shoulder. Bring your left foot between your hands. Start to rise up into your high lunge once more. Again, squaring the hips, bring the left hip back so you're lengthening along the front of the right side. And then lift up out of the waist, lift your chin parallel to the ground. Float your hands down, straighten your front leg, maybe lifting the toes. And then make your way towards half moon. Bend your front knee. Float the left hand under your shoulder this time. Stack, press through your heel. Top hand starts at the waist. And make sure this lifted heel is no higher than the hips. If you can see yourself in the mirror, pressing straight back. And then again, bring the right shoulder back. Maybe you're even looking to the sky. Then start to float the right hand up. We're going to bend the standing knee, slight bend to the knee, and then float the lifted foot down as we find warrior two. Again, spiral your front thigh outward. And then straighten your front leg, level your hips. Triangle when you're ready. Spine stays parallel to the ground. Cartwheel your hand down. Step back to your downward dog. Let's stay here, pedaling out the feet. And then step your feet mat width apart. Soften your knees, grip with your fingertips, and then press your heart back. Wide leg dog. Notice where the weight is transitioning into your hands. See if you can readjust it so your fingertips are holding the weight equally. Lift up high onto your toes, lifting the heels. Drop both heels over to the right side, and then again, press your heart back. Maybe you're feeling this in the IT bands a little bit, behind the knees a little bit, maybe even down into the calves. And then lift your heels over to the other side, left side, same thing, heart back. Recentering, recenter your feet, walk your feet to your hands. Flatten your back, drop your hips, come into chair. Root down through the left foot, start to lift your right knee. We're finding a twist. We're going to keep the right foot engaged. Left hand to the outside of the knee, right hand to the lower back. Look over your back shoulder. So it's going to be this action with the upper body, rolling the shoulder back. Tall through the crown of the head. Right foot stays engaged. And then into warrior three once more. Lowering down, we're finding lunge. Hands at the heart. Pushing through the right heel. And then right hand under the shoulder, lift the left. This time your right knee stays off the mat, chest is broad. Keep your hips down, keep your gaze lifted up to the thumb. And then when you're ready, find your warrior two. Slice through the air with your left arm, pivot your right heel down, roll it up. Ankles under the wrist. If you need to widen your stance, good. Lifting the heart. And then into your version of side angle, start to lower, look past your back shoulder. Keep your hips down. If you want to make this more challenging, bring your hand to your heart so no weight is on the leg. Good. Even more, going to bring that hand down, top arm by the ear. Hips are below the shoulders if you can see yourself in the mirror. So maybe you drop the hips and puff your heart forward if you can see yourself. Lower your lifted hand as you make your way back to downward dog. Readjusting your hand position, your feet position, little movement in the knees. Let's take a breath in through the nose and then sigh it out through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. Good. As you do that, melt your heart back towards your knees. Lower your knees to the mat. Lower your heart to the mat. And then lifting heart forward, shoot it forward. And lower. All the way back to your downward dog. Lift your chin, jump, step, or float your feet all the way forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, knees are soft. Drop your hips, come into chair once more. Wrap your shoulders back, sit your hips down. Lift your left knee. Keep your foot engaged. Twist your upper body. Recenter right into warrior three, pushing through your lifted heel. Lower your left toes to the mat, finding lunge. And then where your foot lands doesn't have to be where you stay. Find that lengthening through the left side and then lift up out of the pelvis. Start to hinge forward. Left hand comes under the shoulder, lifting the right, drawing the right hip back as you lift through the right shoulder. And then slice through the air with the right side. Make your way into warrior two. Deep into that front knee, lifting the chin, lift the heart, bend, bend, bend. And then your version of side angle. Beginners here, bend your front knees. Keep your knee over the heel And then roll the left side back, maybe even lift the chin. Keep your left knee soft. If you want to make this more difficult, bring the right hand to your heart, left arm by the ear. Slowly step back, both hands on the mat, find your downward dog. And then lower your knees to the mat, come into child's pose. Hands by the heels, rest on one side of your face or the other. Sitting up onto your heels, kneeling cat and cow, rounding your spine and then lifting your heart. Neutral spine, feet are flat, bring your hands behind you. Lift your chest, maybe lay your head back. If it's available to you, you can press your hips up off the heels into a variation on camel. It's just a quad stretch, a little lengthening through the front of the legs. And then hips to the heels once more, rise up. Twist to the right, look over your back shoulder. And then over to the left. And then centering. We're dropping the hips to one side. So setting up for hero's pose, you can do this with one leg extended and do one leg at a time or both legs behind you. Full posture is going to be hips between the heels. If that hurts your knees, I'm going to model this one. Left leg forward, right knee bent, but keep your femurs parallel. And then start to hinge back, keep that chest lifted. This is option one here. Down to your forearms is a little more. Flat on your back would be the next place, but only you know what feels right. So I'm going to stay up here with the first option, rolling the shoulders back, feeling this on the inside of the knee, maybe up in the inner quad. If you have both knees bent, bring them together a little more. Yes, nice. And then puff your heart. Good. To come out with me, chin to the chest as we rise, roll to the lengthened leg, gently straighten that bent knee, and then other side. Tuck your heel in towards your booty, keep your knee forward. Breath in here, start to lower. Nice. Start to come out. Roll to the lengthened leg. Let's take a forward fold first. Press through your heels, lift your heart, and then start to hinge forward. Tall spine. We'll find a reverse tabletop before moving on. Bring your fingertips towards your heels. Step your heels under your knees. Press your hips all the way up. Lift your chin, lay back. And then slowly bring your hips all the way to the mat. So we're going to find knee stand once more. As we get ready for camel, curl your toes. You can find that hero variation that we did before, so you can find this. This is a variation, little baby hip to the lift to the hips. That's another option. If you want to go into camel, Knees are on the mat, hips over the knees, fingertips pointing down. Roll your shoulders back and then lift your chin. So shoulders away from the ears. Think about lifting up to the sky through the sternum. Keep your elbows in towards one another so your chest is broad. And then chin to the chest. Start to rise up. Sit back on your heels. Kneeling cat and cow before going into child's pose. Find this neutral space in between those two extreme postures. Round 2, rise up. You can find the first option with both hands to the low back, or if you'd like, bring the left arm by the ear. And then inhale, lift up through those left fingertips. Start to exhale, bring the right hand down. Maybe float the left hand to the left ankle, lift your chin. And then to come out, extend through the right arm first. Lift up as you inhale. Exhale back to the heels. Little movement. Little gentle undulation with the spine. And then into all fours. Rounding up. Slowly come back to child's pose. Feel a release in the lower back. Walk both hands over to the right side, and then walk your left hand forward, just 2 inches, just a slight walk through the fingertips. And then hands over to the left, walk the right hand forward. Extend through the right rib cage, all the way through the right fingertips. Both hands forward once more. Make your way back to all fours. Curl your toes, find downward dog. Lift your heels high. And then push the ground away. Bring your chin to your chest. So almost like you're in cat, but in midair. So round the spine. And then step your left foot between your hands. Turn your toes to the wide edge of the mat. Coming towards wide leg fold, bring your hands to the outside of your ankles. Bring your chin towards your chest. Creating space between your shoulders and your ears. Roll the shoulders back. Keep your elbows flared wide. And then bring your hands to the mat. Come up halfway. Soften your knees. Turn your right fingertips in toward the midline. So in towards your midline, hand under the mouth. Bring your left hand to the lower back. You're going to rotate to the left, look up past the left shoulder, and then boop, pop your hips over to the right side so you create space in the spine. Some of you may want to extend the top hand, even wrap it around your lower back. And then switching sides, left hand under your mouth, fingers turning in, right hand to your sacrum. Keep your sacrum flat. Rotate your shoulders first, then through the ribs, then down into the waist. And then if you want, extend that top hand around the lower back. And then bring both hands down to the mat. This time as you fold, maybe you walk your hands underneath you, turn your fingertips behind. Keep your knees soft, press yourself down. And then back to your starting point, lengthen your spine, crawl your way back to your downward dog. We're lifting the right leg first, finding our 3-leg dog once more. This time, giant hip circles. We're leading with the right kneecap, keeping the upper body completely still, drawing giant circles with the right knee, hip circles. Reverse the direction. Keep your right shoulder reaching towards your left knee. And then step your right foot outside your right hand as you come down toward lizard. We're going to lower down to the left knee. If you need to fold your mat to the side, give yourself a little extra cushion on that knee, you can do that. Up onto your fingertips if you want, puff your heart forward. Keep hugging the right knee in towards your body, toes are forward. And then wide leg half split, press your hips back, lift your toes, and then again movement. External and internal rotation of the lengthened leg. Nice. Pressing forward once more. Find your version of lizard. You can stay down. Some people like to lift this knee. Some people like to come down onto the forearms. Only you know what feels right on your hips on this side. I'm going to stay in that first option. Wrap the shoulders back. Heart keeps pressing forward. With me, curl the back toes under if you're not already there, and then push through the shoulder. So strong arms. We're going to roll all the way back to three-leg dog, really slow. Lift the right foot. One vertebrae at a time. Push, 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 push all the way back. Then push through your lifted heel, extending through the right knee. Lengthen the right side. Length, length, length. Recenter your feet, and then switch sides. Left knee lifts. Chest is reaching toward the right knee. Strong through the shoulders. Start to find those hip circles. Strong abs, strong obliques. And reverse the direction. A lot of control, no wiggling side to side. And then float the left foot outside the left hand, down to your right knee, heart forward. Wide leg half split, lift your toes, little movement. Noticing the discrepancies on each side. One side may be tighter, one side may feel a little strange. Usually the right side's tighter. Press your hips forward. Your version of lizard on this side. Wherever you are, keep reaching the crown of the head forward. With me, hands under the shoulders, start to engage the upper back first, then roll all the way back, three-leg dog. Recentering the feet. Bring your right knee outside your wrist as we come down toward one-leg pigeon. Onto the left, left toes reaching straight out behind you, lift your chest. Good, you guys all went right into that, that's good. We're going to bring the left hand in front of the heart. Float the right hand behind you so your chest is broad. And then switch sides, right hand forward, left hand behind you. And then when you're ready, resting pigeon, start to fold, bring the forehead down to your hands. Lift up, hands under the shoulders. We're making our way back to three-leg dog once more. Curl the left toes. Lift your hips first. And then extend through the right knee. Both feet flat. Bring the left knee outside your left wrist. Settle in. Make sure your right toe's extending straight behind the hip, not sickling inward or rolling outward. Right hand comes forward, left hand behind you. Left hand forward, right hand behind. Both hands forward, start to fold. Start to rise up, hands under the shoulders once more. Curl your right toes. Roll all the way back to your three-leg dog. Very strong. Take your time. Good. Bring both feet to the mat. Bring your knees down. Wide leg child's pose. Widen the knees, toes together, hips to the heels, heart coming forward. And then start to rise into all fours. As we come towards puppy pose, make sure your hips stay over your knees. And then some people like to hold the edge of the mat, so I'm going to give you that option. You can grab onto the edge of the mat. Without moving your hips back, you're going to bring your forehead down to the ground. So you find this opening in the underarms, and if you want, you can start to press your chest down toward the mat, and then maybe even lift that front edge of the mat so you find a little more length under the arms. And then bend your elbows, come down to your belly. Spread your fingers, Sphinx pose, shoulders back. If it's available, lift your elbows. Again, looking over the right shoulder, and then centering, and then look over the left. And then center. All the way down. Extend your right arm to the side, middle finger in line with the shoulder. Step your left foot behind your right knee. And if you want, bring your left arm straight up to the ceiling and then bring it back to your sacrum. Wrap it around your lower back. If you want, you can interlace your fingers, but keep this right shoulder level with the right index finger and middle finger. Back to your belly, coming to the other side. Left arm extends, right foot outside the left knee. Extend your right arm straight up, wrap around the lower back. Recenter. Come into all fours. Drop your hips to one side. We're going to come wide, so however it feels right to you, you can face me, you can turn to the side if that feels good, but press through your heels and bring your toes back behind you. Bring your hands behind you, roll your shoulders back, lift your chin. And then sitting up tall, bring your hands forward, start to fold. Hands under the shoulders, rise up. Starting on the right side, bring your hand down towards your heel, look up to the sky. Maybe this left arm comes up by the ear. Rise up, face your knee. Same thing, lead with the heart coming down towards your knee. Rise up, even in the hips if you can. Bring your toes back towards you. Come to the other side. Keep your chest rotating skyward. Keep both hips sitting down evenly. Maybe you extend the top, or maybe it's different on this side and you keep the chest rotating skyward. Start to rise up, face your knee, lead with your chest as you fold. Sit up tall. Bring both feet together. Baddha Konasana, bound angle. Lift your chest and then hinge forward. Maybe press into the knees, widening the hips. Center, bring your knees together. Come down onto your back, one vertebrae at a time. Keep your left foot on the mat, extend your right leg to the sky, and then hold onto the back of your right calf. As you breathe in, root your shoulders down, and then as you exhale, bring your shins closer to your face. Root your left shoulder down, bring your right hand inside your right ankle, lower your right foot to the side, and then turn your head to look past your left fingertips. Lead with your heel as you come back to the midline and then twist all the way across the body. You can bend both knees if you want. You can bend your top knee. Recentering the hips, keep the right foot down, extend through the left, and then same thing. Root down through the shoulders, exhale, shin towards your face. Left foot to the side, look past your right hand. Lead with your left heel, come back to the center, cross it over as you twist. Slowly recentering as you come back to your back, hug your knees into your chest, gently rocking side to side. And then hands to the soles of the feet as we come into happy baby. Elbows inside the knees if you can find that, and then pushing up through the heels. Lift your heart, maybe rocking side to side to release any tension in the lower back. You can straighten your legs, you can bend and straighten the knees. And then let's come all the way down onto our backs. We're going to close our eyes and then move into a brief Shavasana. On your next inhale, begin to deepen your breath. Extend your arms overhead one more time. Gather your knees into your chest and then roll all the way up to your seated position. Ending our practice as we began tonight, we'll find this easy pose. And then with your inhale, bring your arms by your ears and exhale, hands to the heart. Thanks so much for joining tonight. As always, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be at ease. Namaste.